A subscriber on my channel. Well, I don't know if you are a subscriber. I can't see the subscriber thing against your thing, although I'm not logged in. But I think you're a subscriber. Anyway, I've seen you on here before. Folk survival. And you've asked me a question. Will you make a video about films you like? And this goes back to the video I did on Sora being the future of filmmaking. So on that video, Folk Survival asked me, will you make a video about films you like? And I said, yeah, sure, I like that idea. Now, how good is that? All 3 subscribers who go to my channel can ask a question about making a video, ask a question about a subject or a topic, not even literally Linux related. And look, here you are, here I am, I'm making the video a mere 8 hours later on the same day. Of course, it will go up tomorrow. And how good is that? Does any other YouTube do that for their subscribers or non-subscribers? I don't know. Are you a subscriber? Anyway, like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you do that, Folk Survival, because this is a premier service I'm giving you right here. So, well, now you might be thinking, if you're the other 2 subscribers, oh, this isn't Linux. Look, I know it's not literally Linux, but hey, take a day off from Linux. Linux will be there when you come back. Linux will be waiting for you. We don't always have to do Linux on this channel. I did hint in my very first video we might be doing some other things, particularly film. This is not going to be a film channel, I will be honest. This is going to be a Linux channel. But hey, this is going to come out on Friday, so just put your feet up, relax, and see what James Champion thinks are his, well, what are the top 10 films. But, you know, I've done some spicy takes lately. I don't want to upset some hipsters going, oh, he's saying those are the best films ever. Okay, these are my favourite top 10 films. So we're going to do it in reverse order, of course. We're going to start from 10 and we're going to go down to 1. Now, be aware there might be some spoilers on some films here, but I don't know. Just tune out if you think there's going to be a spoiler. I don't know if there will be. I haven't practiced this. I haven't really thought about this too much in recent years, believe it or not. So anyway, let's just get into it, guys. Let's just go forth and see what happens. So number 10. Well, I will say my top 10. My 10th favourite film is Walkabout. So we're not gonna use IMDb. Here you go. Here's a spicy take. I think IMDb is just awful to use now. It's just JavaScript hell. That's all I'm gonna say. So we're gonna use Wikipedia, whether you like it or not. So see if I can actually use the computer. Oh, sorry Wikipedia, I'm not donating today. And it's always interesting with Wikipedia compared to just to say, going off tangent here, Wikipedia to say like IMDb, they always have like different posters. So there's a great poster here from the 70s of, I guess that's Jenny Agutter, the main star. Anyway, so what is Walkabout about? Well, Walkabout is a film from the 1970s about a couple of school children who meet Aborigine. There you go, there it is, the Aborigine and the girl, 30,000 years apart, together. Interesting. So there you go, that's really it. It is about the outback, a boy and a girl actually, who come across this Aborigine boy, and I don't. Is it a spoiler to say what happens in the beginning? They're left in the outback, basically. They're like, you know, they're from the city, I think. They're left in the outback by their father for a certain reason, and they're left to fend for themselves. And they meet this Aborigine boy, and they can't speak together. And well, why? So why? This is riveting video here. I'm just basically giving the synopsis of the film. Anyway, why do I like this film? Well, it is just beautiful. I mean, it's just absolutely extraordinary to look at. Nicholas Roeg, the director's eye for imagery in this is just magnificent. I I'm not going to go into the film production stuff because this video, I mean, I'm probably way too long in this video already. We're only on number 10. All I will say is the film looks magnificent. There is an incredible moment where he actually uses stop motion. He uses still photography. He inserts a series of still photographs in the shot, let's say, in a sequence, and it's just absolutely mind blowing. I'm a bit of a snob because I don't really like photography, but used in this, it is just magnificent. Nicholas Roeg was a photographer, I believe, before he went into film. Although I think he walked into a studio in the 50s, and he just got a job in London for a film studio like Ealing or somebody. Built his career from there. Absolutely magnificent filmmaker. Walkabout, his other films are like Don't Look Now. Walkabout, absolutely brilliant. If you get a chance to watch it, watch it. It will leave you thinking about that film for days. Love it. Great film. Got Jenny Agutter, Luke Roeg, and David Gupil. So I guess that's his Luke Roeg's his son. Okay, there you go. Number 10 done after too long. So let's speed this up a bit. So number 9. Now I've got to work out what number 9 is. Number 9 is going to be what's number 9? Number 9. Oh, this is a bit awkward. See, I told you I didn't practice this. Let me work this out. Okay, I think I know. So, number 9 is going to be... Great video, James. Great video. Number 9 is... I think I can remember the name of it. I can't remember the name of it. I'm going to have to look up. The director... Hey, this is just like... This is true YouTube essence. This is distilled into... whatever. Congratulations for asking for this. This is going really well. Odd Man Out. Here we go. Odd Man Out. Let's go with that. I think that's my 9th favourite film. Odd Man Out by Carol Reed. Carol Reed, most famous for making the Third Man. Oh, this is going so well. Third Man. So I haven't really been thinking about this kind of stuff literally lately. Anyway, The Third Man, which has Orson Welles in it. Anyway, this was a film he made in the late 40s. James Mason. It's just a real experience, this film. It's one of these films, it's like what I consider a midnight movie or a 24-hour movie. It's one of those films that happens over like a course of a night. So if you think of After Hours as another film... what's that? Jeff Goldblum film, Into the Night, and Miracle Mile, all really good films. Odd Man Out was like the true original. It's like the OG midnight movie or 24-hour movie. So James Mason is like a bank robber, though he's actually part of the IRA back in the 1940s, and he robs a bank. It all goes wrong, and he's on the run with some of his others, but he gets separated, he gets injured. And at the same time, a policeman, this is all in Northern Ireland, in Belfast, is hunting him down, or police are hunting him down. And he comes across all these weird characters. It's a strange film, but it is just fantastic. A real experience, I guess like Walkabout. Really bizarre, fascinating, visually extraordinary. And this is pre The Third Man, which is known for its shadows. Looks fantastic. The black and white photography. I just love this film. I lost myself in it. Absolutely fantastic. So there you go. Odd Man Out. Carol Reed. Go and watch it. Fantastic. Okay, that's number 9. Now I've got to work out number 8. I think I know what number 8 is. I think I do. Yeah. No, actually, we won't go with. We'll go. I think this is how it's going to work. We'll go with. I think this is the way round it needs to be. we will go with, okay, we will go with Lost Weekend. Lost Weekend. Okay. Don't worry, it's not all films from the 1940s, guys. I'm not that much of a hipster, I promise. I promise. I'm not a film snob. I only watch this black and white 1920 silent cinema. It's not true. It's not true. Anyway, The Lost Weekend. Billy Wilder. Billy Wilder, most famous for Some Like It Hot with Marilyn. I was going to say Marilyn Manson. That would be controversial. Marilyn Monroe. The Lost Weekend won Best Picture in 1946. See, I'm giving you the film knowledge without even looking it up. Interestingly, it was originally called The Lost... what was it called? It had a different title and it was a typo. And it became Lost Weekend. Does that make no sense? Oh, what was it called? It had its official title isn't The Lost Weekend. That is a typo. I can't remember. The Last Weekend. So it's not The Lost Weekend. It's actually technically The Last Weekend. Okay, but a typo in the script meant it became The Lost Weekend, and nobody knew. I only found out years later from the screenwriter. He was, I think, incredibly drunk at the time. So interestingly, The Lost Weekend is Billy Wilder's film about alcoholism, about the screenwriter he co-wrote with was a huge alcoholic. I think this, or somebody he worked with. Anyway, this I will say, I don't care what anybody says. Now, I guess technically you could sort of include the Nicolas Cage film Last Weekend in Vegas, or Last Weekend in Vegas. This is the truest film. Look, you can see my ThinkPad. There you go, Linux guys. Are you happy now? This is the most accurate depiction of alcoholism. Okay, I'm just going to put that right out there. Not the happiest subject, but what a film. Again, Billy Wilder, absolute magnificent filmmaker. The film looks stunning. Ray Milland, who's the lead alcoholic in it, so he's with some friends, and he decides, instead of going away with his friends who know he's an alcoholic, to take his mind away from things. He's left to his own devices. They don't want him to, get drunk, but he decides he's going to do what he wants to do. He's going to stay at home. He's going to be fine. And basically he's not. He's a big alcoholic. And I will say, I'm not going to give anything away, but the final scene, people do not understand the final scene in the film because they don't know what alcoholics are like. This, I know because I had a family member who was an alcoholic. And this is the most accurate depiction of alcoholism. I'm just going to say that. You can put it in the comments if you want to say Nicolas Cage in Leaving Las Vegas. But as far as I'm concerned, this is the most accurate depiction. Okay, come on, let's move on. Great film. Right, let's go with this. We'll go with this. Okay, so that was 8, I think. So Alien. There we go. There's a famous film. Alien. Ridley Scott. Anyway, I don't really need to say anything about Alien. If you've either seen or know about Alien, what is there to say? It's just a masterpiece, right? Best pure horror film, sci-fi horror film. Aliens is magnificent, don't get me wrong. I even like Alien 3, controversial, hate me, I don't know. The director's cut. Anyway, so Alien, can I say the director's cut of Alien's the best version? Is it my favourite version? You know what, I don't even know. I can't remember if I have the director's cut's my favourite version. I did actually see the director's cut in the cinema of Alien in 2003. Anyway, yeah, I think it is. I've got to see, I'm so detached from cinema now. Anyway, yeah, Alien, just, again, what an experience. Just the sound design, the design, Ridley Scott, if Ridley Scott should be applauded for anything, it's his sense of design. Everybody thinks this is eye, but that's the same thing, He obviously knows how to take the design is just, it's just fantastic. It's R.H. Geiger who did all the Alien stuff, and then you had, is it Sid Mead? I can't remember who did it. From Dan O'Bannon's original screenplay. And it's got a fantastic scene with the robe. Oh, I don't want to give anything away, but there is an android in the film, let's say, you don't necessarily know is an android, and there's this amazing weird scene in it. Maybe people would assume that the alien scenes are the best thing. No, the scene with the android and let's just say Sigourney Weaver's character, it's just, I don't know, something about it. It's creepy as hell. It's just brilliant. Love it. What a film. If you haven't seen it, where have you been? Watch Alien. It is fantastic. What a film. Magnificent. Okay, so we're probably going way too long. Number six. Okay, so now I'm going to say what's the film? I can't remember the name of the film. Let's go Orson Welles, because I can't remember the name of the film. What is the name of the film? Touch of Evil. There it is. Touch of Evil. Okay, Touch of Evil. Just Touch of Evil. Everything about it is just magnificent. Now again, some of these films you need to make sure you're seeing the correct version, because this film was cut to hell, I believe. It's just bliss. This film is just bliss. It's a sort of not even neo-noir. It's a noir thriller. Orson Welles is a detective. There's been a murder across the border in Mexico. He's in the United States. Or is it in Mexico? No, I think the murder happens at the beginning of the scene. It's got this long take, beautiful long take, where basically a murder happens just across the border in the border town with Mexico in the US. Oh, one way or the other, I can't remember. Orson Welles is American detective who investigates the crime, along with Charlton Heston, who controversially these days plays a Mexican who is also, I think he's an investigator, I can't remember, a police detective. They work together to solve the crime. That's the face of it. It just looks magnificent. Directed by Orson Welles. The only reason it got made was because Charlton Heston insisted Orson Welles directed it and starred in it when Orson Welles was drawing away from Hollywood. I think this might have been his last American film. The studios didn't like it, but the film is just, it's just beautiful. Even imagining it makes my heart sing. It's just, I love this film. I love it. The dialogue, Orson Welles' prose, it's like prose or like music. You know, like Quentin Tarantino, people think his prose is like music. It's just magnificent. Watch this film. It is perfection. It is perfection in a way. Love that film. My favourite Orson Welles film. Although I haven't seen a Trial, controversially. I want to see that. So there we go, 6. So let's go down. Okay, 5 is a joint venture. Okay, so 2 films, Mulholland Drive. And these 2 films came out around the same time. One was re-released. Mulholland Drive by David Lynch. I'm going to speed this up a bit. David Lynch is my favourite filmmaker. Love him. I know he's adored by the hipster crowd and whatever, but he's just so good. There's no point pretending. Mulholland Drive is a strange beast in a strange catalogue of films by David Lynch. But it's interesting with this. This was originally a TV pilot, and then it was never made into a pilot, or never released as a pilot. And then it was sort of asked by a studio, why don't you make this into a film? So he got the TV footage. Yeah, I know, crazy, right? And then filmed some more stuff and made it into a film. It's just weird. I mean, it makes sense for David Lynch, but it's just weird. The film is just beautiful. It's a beautiful, weird nightmare dream. I think that's probably even how it's advertised. I just love it. What can I say? Again, you just get lost in its world. Watch it at night. Just let it wash over you. It's just, again, just magnificent. David Lynch. What a filmmaker. Who knew you could make, hipster films or art pretentious? But it's not pretentious. David Lynch is a master filmmaker, a true artist, one of the best of our generation. Anybody seen Twin Peaks or any of this kind of stuff, or his other films? Mulholland Drive is like the peak David Lynch. It's perfection. I love it. What a film. What a film. And then, so they're kind of like, they're not same film, of course. So the other film is Memento by Christopher Nolan. So these both occupy number 5. Memento, if you've never seen it, watch it. it is just an extraordinary creation of the mind. You know, Christopher Nolan is known for making like these amazing puzzles. This is a film that goes backwards in time. Well, it's got three like linear. They're actually linear narratives, so they do all fit in together. So one is like the past meeting the present. One is I can't remember. So basically, the film plays in time backwards. So the first scene of the film is the last scene narratively, or the last scene of the story, and then the next scene is the scene just before that. So the character in it has anterior grade memory loss. Okay, he can't remember what's happened since something happened to his wife. He knows that his wife's been murdered. He knows he's got to find the killer. He's on the hunt for the killer, but he can't remember anything after what happened, that accident, because he gets injured. I know this doesn't probably make any sense, but you have to just watch the film. It plays backwards in time, basically. How can you even think up this? Christopher Nolan, absolute genius. How did he even come up with this idea? There we go. That's number 5. Just watch it. Absolutely incredible. You'll never forget that film, ironically. How ironic, that was a joke. Okay, calm down. Joke. You'll never forget that film. So, okay, whoa, we're going on time here. Right, I need to speed this up. Speed this up. Number 4. What is number 4? Once Upon a Time in the West. Not to be confused with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Once Upon a Time in the West is from Sergio Leone, most famous for Good, Bad and the Ugly. Once Upon a Time in the West is the perfect film. To my definition, everything about it is just perfection. It's not technically my favourite film, but it is just the perfect film. It's like, if you could ever master a craft so perfectly, the proper cut of this is the perfect film. Not a single scene, line, frame is wrong. It is perfection. Absolutely perfection. I don't know how he did it. It is just perfection. So, made by Sergio Leone. Incredibly, Good and Bad and the Ugly, a masterpiece. Absolutely amazing. People's favourite film. How can it ever be bettered? I know. I'm thinking the same. How can you better The Good, Bad and the Ugly? Watch Once Upon a Time in the West, the proper version. There, he's done it. How did he do it? I don't know. What a genius. Once Upon a Time in the West. Amazing. So, number 3, Blade Runner. The second film by Ridley Scott on the list. And spoilers, the last film on his list. That's the only spoiler I'm going to give you. So, will not be any more Ridley Scott films on this. Well, what can you say? What can you say about Blade Runner? Why isn't it? I can't be bothered to. What can you say except for it's just a world to get lost in. Again, it's like a pure experience. The first time I watched the film years and years ago, I didn't kind of like it. And then I didn't watch it for a long time, and then I just came back to it, drifted back to it, thought I'll watch it again. Absolutely mind blown. It was like I was living and breathing this world. I just couldn't get enough of it. I was absolutely addicted to this film, visually, mentally. Absolutely lost in its textures, in its design. Again, Ridley Scott's design, in its feeling, its atmosphere, its sound. It's just making me salivate just thinking about it. What a film! That's all I'm going to say. That I don't need to say anymore. Watch it. It's just perfection, absolute perfection. So here we go. Now number 2. We're really moving on. Come and See. Okay, Come and See from. You might never have heard of this film. I've never seen this poster here before. Come and See. It's actually a Russian film made in the 1980s in the Soviet era. Some people have heard of this film. It's really like nothing else. From my list, it's probably the most distinctive film. It's effectively set in World War II. A young boy in modern-day Belarus decides to become naively a partisan for behind-the-line saboteurs of the German Nazi army. Okay, and as you can get a sense from this image, it's quite traumatic, and this young boy goes through some traumas. Let's just say that. The film is just like And I always say the film is like if Blade Runner's a dream, well, a kind of dystopian dream maybe, not dystopian dream, a harsh dream. This is a nightmare. I won't lie, when I watched this film the first time, I had to basically take the day off of anything because I was such a broken person from watching this horrific nightmare. But there is an irony to this. It is a horrific nightmare, absolutely worth watching. It is an amazing film. It has my favourite bit of cinema. So there's a scene in it, which of course I'm not going to give away, that is so brilliant. I don't know what it is, but it affected me so much. It scarred me visually so much. Kind of near the beginning of the film, it's just my favourite bit of literal cinema. Okay, I'm not really going to say much more about this. It is extraordinary. It's just really, that's the only adjective I can give. It's an extraordinary visual hell, worth watching, even though it will probably ruin your day. I know, strange, right? How can that be your second favourite film? But you have to. It's just one of those things. You know, it's a cliche. You have to see this film. You have to see it. That's what they should have put on the poster in Russian, of course, in Belarusian, of course. Anyway, so that's number 2. If you can stomach it, see that film. It only gets happier from here, guys. Apocalypse Now, number 1. Okay, there we go. That's my number 1 film. I need to end this video soon because I think my camera's going to conk out after so many minutes, and you probably... What is going on? Acropolis Now? Ha ha, have fun. What are you doing? Okay, I've broken... Here we go. Let's go back. Apocalypse Now. I don't know what's going on with this. It doesn't like the zoom, so enjoy 2 pixels of the poster, guys. I could click more details. I can't be bothered now. Let's wrap this up. Number 1, Apocalypse Now. And not just any version. Francis Ford Coppola has made me a very angry man by making all these cuts in the film and then restricting certain releases. So there is a certain release that is my favourite film, and it's Apocalypse Now with the credit sequence. I'm not going to give away what happens in the credit sequence. He took this out and said nobody can watch it ever again. This might be like a cryptic message. You might, what is he talking about? I can't bother to explain it. But there's a certain version of the film that is unavailable on DVD and anything anymore because of Francis Ford Coppola. Thanks, Francis. I just want to say that to you. Anyway, this is my favourite film. It is just the best experience in cinema. That's all I'm going to say. Don't need to say anything else about this because there's no point. When I watched this film and when I watched it repeatedly, when I could get the version I like, it is just my favourite experience in cinema. That's it. It's not technically the most perfect film, you know, you can, whatever. It doesn't matter. As an experience, this is the best experience I've ever had watching a cinema film or watching a film. That's it. Nothing better than it. Not saying anything even comes close. Maybe Come and See comes close. Okay, again, not the happiest of films, but yeah, Apocalypse Now is my favourite film. Certain version of it. My favourite experience. That's all I'm going to say now. I'm going to cut this video. There we go. There, look how good I am to my subscribers. Top 10 films done. There you go. That's it. So, you know, nobody will watch this video because this is a Linux channel. But if you are all 2-3 people watching this, like, comment, subscribe, of course. Do the fake YouTube. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. That's it. Thanks a lot. Enjoy. Enjoy.